Hello there. Welcome to Memories of DeKalb here. I'm Thomas.
And I'm Jane.
And we're back with another episode here. And we're about to talk about Dr. Bonnell Souder. So, what do you got for us, Jane?
Well, she was a very important woman, not only in Auburn, but the entire region. Well, first I want to tell you that how much of a trailblazer she was.
Okay.
She began practicing medicine in 1913.
Oh, okay.
And she got her doctorate, actually a doctorate in medicine from the University of Illinois. And it was very uncommon, even with men, to have doctorates in medicine.
Right. This is just prior to World War I here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's right. So it's important to remember some things that between the years 1913 and 1940.
Okay.
Most homes did not have electricity. They didn't have indoor plumbing. They didn't have refrigerators, or they didn't have cars. And so when Dr. Bonnell begins practicing in 1913, she has a car. Well, this is a picture of her when she was very young, when she began practicing in 1913.
Mm-hmm.
And cars were only for the wealthy. And she would take her car to people's homes. There's a picture of her car with her driving in 1913. So very few people had cars. So she's out on the road driving, making house calls to people's homes. She was the first doctor in northern Indiana to provide any kind of maternity care. Babies were just born at home without doctors. You got the hot water and the towels, and you're just...
Be lucky to even have a midwife, huh?
Mm-hmm. That's right. And she went out to people's homes. This is 1913. They didn't have indoor plumbing or electricity, so it was difficult.
Right. So many things you take for granted now. I'm not sure I could live without.
That's right.
Or toilets there. Yeah.
That's right. And you're right. Yes.
Electricity. Electricity. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, electricity or refrigerator. Well, of course, you wouldn't have refrigerators if you don't have electricity. So the next photo is a picture of her father, who was also a doctor, had a medical license, medical degree, and the two of them opened a practice together back in 1913, which is very unusual. So he decides, her father, in 1915 to open a hospital, and he gives it her name, the Bonnell Souder Hospital, and they add it onto their home. So the next photo shows their home.
Oh, Dr. Ulysses Grant Souder. Oh,
That's right.
I cannot guess who he's named after. Okay.
That's right. So this is a picture of their home, and before the hospital's added, and then the next picture shows the hospital, and the hospital is on the left. And if we enlarge it, you can see the word hospital written. I believe it is there. Yeah. So that's the hospital that they added for the people of Auburn, and it's added onto their house. So in that practice, he owns it, the father, and she runs it and does all of the practicing of medicine. And at that time, men did all of that. So
right.
So she's doing all of this when there's no electricity in your common home, and no indoor plumbing, of course.
Another thing that's different from today there.
That's right. And just as a little side note, I believe it was in 2008, either 2008 or 2009, the house was torn down. And we have a couple pictures, I believe one picture of that. And it was replaced with your James Cultural Plaza, which is on West 7th 7th Street.
Right.
Right.
Right where the Cultural Plaza is now. That's where the hospital was.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, gee, I drive by quite often.
We do. That's the main road, 7th Street there. And then 6th, let's see, is that Van Buren or that's Jackson?
Yeah, that's
Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson.
Jackson. Okay. So in 1931, so they're practicing in this little addition in their home. And in 1931, they do a huge expansion. And we have a picture of that. Yes. And in this, you've got a state-of-the-art facility. You had, one of the things you need to remember is back in 1931, there were no telephones. Only the wealthy had telephones.
Right.
They still didn't have, some of them didn't have indoor plumbing or electricity.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were a patient in her hospital, you had a telephone, which was
Right.
which was really cool. And then
That's like 3-digit or 4-digit numbers existed back then. There.
That's right. Yeah. And it also had a lending library from the Eckhart Public Library.
Wow.
There were about 30 books there at a time, and you could borrow them. And so that's cool. That's a state-of-the-art invention.
Yeah.
And then they also provided state-of-the-art medical care. It was the first maternity hospital in Northeast Indiana.
Oh, okay. Whoa.
And then they also had glass soundproof nursery room, so the visitors and so forth couldn't hear the babies who were crying. So that was a state-of-the-art.
State-of-the-art for 1931.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay.
And then Dr. Bonnell also had a degree in allergies. So she did allergy treatment there in the hospital. And it was very unusual to have that. And so people would come from all over the region, Ohio, Michigan, Illinois, and so forth, because that was very unique. And again, you have to remember that there are no indoor plumbing or the electricity and telephones and so forth.
Well, cars probably have pretty much. You do have cars by this time. That's pretty much taken over for the horse and buggy there.
That's right. Yes, you do.
Probably interurban.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
It was still
yes.
then. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
And then it was also a state-of-the-art physical therapy center. Lots of places, treatment. And it was also a state-of-the-art X-ray place for X-ray.
X-ray.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
X-rays, which was also somewhat new, but it was new to northern, northeast Indiana.
Oh, okay.
And I believe if we go, she practiced medicine for 80 years. And I believe we have a picture, yes we do, of her later in life. So she was a very, very remarkable woman.
Yeah, and she lived to 95 or something
I think
like that?
so. 1891, to 1986. Very much a trailblazer. And when they built the DeKalb Memorial Hospital, she was on the board of directors, the only doctor and the only woman. So she was a huge trailblazer.
Oh, okay. The one that, so the hospital that took over for Souder, but not the most recent one that's over. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
That's right. It's now Parkview. Parkview.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay.
So,
Can you imagine working that long as a doctor there?
Until your 80s, and the things that she saw, the innovations and everything.
Now, I want to go back. That picture we have of the hospital expansion,
Mm-hmm.
I can just make out a slide over there on the right side. Is that for emergencies?
Yes, it is. It sure is. Yes, if you have to get out of the hospital in a hurry, or you want to check yourself out, I suppose, in a hurry.
That's a state-of-the-art fire escape.
Yes, yes. That's right. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, dang. Do we know anything else about her, or maybe her father? Do we know when her father stopped practicing medicine?
Well, he practiced until he passed, which was in 1931.
Oh,
He was
okay.
involved in the entire remodeling and everything, and he passed 2 months after the hospital opened.
Oh, wow.
So that he never saw what he worked on be completed. But he was he was ahead of his time, insisting that his daughter become a doctor, medical doctor, in that time period. He insisted that she learn things,
Right.
read, and
Oh,
he
they're-
kept.
They're both ahead of their time there.
Mhm.
Now, Dr. Souder never married or had kids, right?
I don't think so. I don't believe she did. But yeah, her father, he opened the practice for both of them, which was extremely unusual. He was extremely proud of his daughter, and saw her as a very intelligent person, which was extremely unusual, because back then you got married and had kids, and you knew how to read and write most of the time.
Okay. Well,
But fascinating life, really influenced a lot of people.
yeah. And I think she was part of several other nonprofit organizations. Like, if I recall correctly, she sat on board of trustees for the library.
Ooh.
So, like, I want to say so there anyway. Oh no, I'm putting out false information. But I think, yeah.
So the viewers perhaps can tell us about the trustees and all the wonderful things that she did, and all the babies
She must have
delivered.
probably delivered dozens, hundreds. Probably, yeah, that at least that if she was in practice that long. Wow.
Yes. Wow. So hopefully the viewers will give us some of the memories
Yes.
that they've had of her,
Yes.
perhaps the hospital.
The hospital, or perhaps you were delivered by the hands of Dr. Souder.
That's right. A lot of people were. Yes.
If she was delivering that long, yeah. Definitely people alive then.
Oh yes, who are alive now? Yes.
Right. Well, is there anything else you could think of there, Jane, for Dr. Souder?
No.
All right
No,
then.
that's it. That's all I have for you today.
All right. Well, hey, thank you for watching our video on Dr. Souder. I look forward to our next video there on Memories of DeKalb there. So, once again, I'm Thomas.
And I'm Jane.
There's Andy right behind the camera there for us there. Got to give him a shout out there.
That's right.
And we'll see you next time.